Hello again everybody, happy Friday. I think it's going to be Friday that I'm going to be releasing this video, and it's also going to be the first time that I'm filming with my brand new camera. I say camera phone, mobile phone. It's a brand new model, sort of flagship sort of thing, so hopefully the video quality is certainly going to be better than my previous phone. And all that's probably going to do is just to make you realize how ugly I actually am. Now, it might take a wee bit for me to figure out the best way to do it. I know that, well, my old phone did actually have 4K capability, but it would only run for a few minutes. I don't know about this one, so maybe, possibly, we might see 4K shirt content coming soon, but I'll just have to play about with it. The videos you saw on Monday and Wednesday will have also used the new camera as well, so hopefully there's a small little increase in the quality. I just need to remember to use the microphone, because I believe all the videos that I did for my Malaysian shirts, my microphone wasn't on, which meant that the audio wasn't as good. But anyway, that's a little bit of the sort of infrastructure of the channel. What I have today is something so amazing. So I have in front of me a little parcel, pretty standard, but it is from one of you guys. One of the viewers of the channel has kindly, generously sent me a football shirt to open and to add to my collection. So I was messaged by a friend of the channel and a friend early last week saying that I have a shirt that I wish to send you as a little thank you for the content that you produce. And I obviously were like, no, you don't, like, genuinely, you don't have to do that. Please, like, you know, just don't do that. But if you are keen on sending it, then this is the address. Send it this way. And it has arrived, of course. It is here. So naturally, I just want to say, obviously, massive thank you to my friend for sending this my way. He says it should be suitable for my collection, which is really, really exciting. I believe he watches my videos, probably most of my videos. I don't think anybody should watch all of them. But yeah, I'm really, really interested to see what it will be. His collection, we've been speaking, I want to say we maybe speaking before YouTube, but I think possibly not. But we speak casually, and he has a great collection himself, so he's a football shirt collector also. And there's one thing about his photographs that he uploads to like Instagram. I know a lot of people are pretty sort of keen right now on like photography with regards to shirts, like out and about in the world, like in like woodland areas or in like sort of more sort of built up areas. This guy just has a pretty simple setup, but he has some of the best photography that I've seen, and it also helps that the shirts that he has are pretty sweet also, so it sort of lends itself quite well together. So it kind of just leaves the parcel itself, and it's, whenever this happens, I always think to myself, do I want to see a shirt and a club that I can recognize and I can be like, hey, look guys, look, I told you I know things about football, or do I want to see a shirt for a club or a shirt that I don't recognize and be like, we can learn something new together? So I go, the best thing, and the only thing I can do really, is just open it and see what's inside. So big thank you as always, and let's see what we have. And I'm also thinking, side note, I have two cameras now, so I'm thinking possibly another camera angle, maybe a bird's eye or another sort of one like that. It'll come in time. Oh, I think there's a letter. Shall I wait? Yes, I'll wait to the end for that one. See if we can figure out who it is first. So, there is the... Now, I've had a quick look, right? I've seen this, okay? This is hilarious. So, right. So there is the front of the parcel there, with a little Ziploc bag, which is really cool. And then there is this one here, right? So obviously it's been opened up by himself to, I presume, verify the shirt. So from what I can tell through the front of it, now I may pronounce this wrong, I might have to double check this, but it looks like it's possibly the Italian team Salernitana? Top division. I don't know if they got relegated this season, but they were certainly in the top division. So let's just double check that is the case. Should we slide it open so we don't destroy the bag? Right then. So, let's have a look at the rear of the shirt there. So it is a burgundy colour, which is, if it is that club, it is their usual home colours. And on the back there we have a little, I presume that's a seahorse. The seahorse that is present in their sort of crest. Other than that, there is a little bit of sort of interesting meshing on the top there. And then we look at the front of the shirt here. And there we go. So it has the seahorse once again there, sort of embossed in the front. You got your sponsor, and then it has the sort of blue and the white collar effect. So it is manufactured by Zeus, which is now my second Zeus shirt. And again, it has, if I remember correctly, my Bari shirt. I think that's the one. There's a little bit of elastication going on with regards to the material. So, and of course, just to make sure, it has the little Zeus tag, which has an interesting way of doing it. I like that. That's pretty cool. And then it is medium, of course. So it definitely ticks all the boxes and is a club that I don't have. What's funny is, I was scrolling through Depop, so it would have been last weekend, the weekend before, and I saw, and it quite possibly maybe the exact same shirt, but it's definitely, I think this is a shirt, and I put an offer in for the person who's selling it, and it was less than what he listed it for, and he quickly said no, and I didn't do anything else. So that is absolutely ridiculous that I genuinely was looking to get one of these, and now I have one. That kind of happens quite a lot sometimes when people send me stuff. It's always something that seems to be at that moment being relevant. But this is a beautiful shirt, and I love this. Absolutely remarkable. So thank you for that. That's an amazing, amazing sort of gift there. I'll do a little bit more research. It definitely is the club I thought. It's got it on the inline of the collar there. Salernitana. That's the best you're going to get from me. It is a home shirt. I'm not specifically sure if it's last season. Quite possibly is last season. Does it say anything on the tag? Just says the home shirt. So I possibly maybe is the last season. Anyway, do a little bit of research on the club, and then yeah, I'll come back to you. Righto, mannequin is dressed, looking good, and it is Salernitana, and they come from the area of Salerno, which I believe is a coastal area, which kind of makes sense for the reasoning of this ocean-dwelling creature present on the crest and in the body of this shirt. It isn't last season's home shirt, it is the season prior to that, 2019-2020, and it's one of their centenary special shirts. Not the actual centennial shirt, but it's one of them that they wore during that centennial season. And what that means is they had a special centennial badge. Kind of helps the fact that it does say 100 above, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. And it has a sort of an older crest which sort of harps back to the very first iteration of it. And it's really, really cool. I must admit, when I first saw through my archives, I didn't have one that had a sponsor on. So knowing that in Italy sometimes you can only find them without sponsors, but they are available and then they become available, it's a little bit weird sometimes trying to figure out what is and what isn't possible. With regards to this season, they actually just managed to stay up by the skin of their teeth. I think they lost like 4-0 to Udinese on the final day, but apparently that was still good enough for them to survive for another day, so they will be playing top division next season. And for those of you who are somewhat slightly familiar with Italian football, you may remember or recognise that Franck Ribéry played for this club during this season. I'm not familiar if he's actually going to be continuing next season, but I'm sure it certainly helped having someone with his talents and experience in the club. The club, this version of the club at least, sort of began in 2011. Like a lot of Italian teams, they kind of fade, dissolve, rebirth, and that sort of stuff. So they worked their way back up from Serie D, and of course now they're in top division again. Hopefully things don't go wrong again and they end up finding themselves in difficulties, but don't be too surprised if that does happen at some point, because that just seems to be the livelihood and the lifespan of Italian football teams. But that's kind of it with regards to the shirt. I do have a letter which I haven't even looked at yet, so I always feel like I should first, because I do struggle to read sometimes, but genuine reaction going on here. Okay then, so Dan, I know what that is. Happy to contribute in helping you achieve your goal in collecting 1,000 football shirts. Well, I will take any help I possibly can get. It's much appreciated. Very much enjoying this journey with a smiley face. Thank you for the hours of content you have created. Hope to meet yourself and other collectors one day. I think that sounds like a great idea. Possibly if you ever find yourself at one of the kit fairs, or maybe towards next year, I think I want to get out a lot more and sort of do touring of places. So if I find myself in your neck of the woods, then we can hang out. Take care, Jimmy at Golazzo1884. So that is his handle that he uses. I also believe he uses it on Twitter, but of course I usually only speak through Instagram. So give him a follow, because not only has he got great shirts and great photography, clearly he's an amazing person. He's a great person to have in our community. And I think this sort of thing is just always blows me away with the generosity. So that's an amazing little note there that I will add to my ever-growing pile of personal touches. Sometimes I think that stuff like this means more to me than the shirt, but of course the shirt is amazing also. So yeah, that is another shirt leading towards the 1000. It's Italian, which is nice. For some reason, I do find myself shying away from buying Italian shirts. I'm not quite sure why that is the case. I think possibly because it's so popular as a sort of a league because of like the 90s, and everyone likes to buy the older ones. I think I try to shy away from the really popular stuff. But something like this, really, really nice. So, guys, hope you have a good weekend ahead, whatever you are going to be doing. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video on Monday. eBay one, possibly, who knows. Anyway, guys, thank you as always for watching. Thank you, Jimmy. See you next time.